Hello friends, today's topic of discussion is Securities and Exchange Board of India, also known as SEBI. These are the following topics we are going to cover under the concept SEBI. Let us understand what is SEBI. SEBI is a statutory regulatory body entrusted with the responsibility to regulate the Indian capital market. Those who don't know what is capital market, let me tell that capital market is a financial market in which equity backed and long term debt securities are bought and sold. Fine. So, SEBI regulates the capital market, and the function of SEBI is to monitor and regulate the securities market and protect the interest of the investors by enforcing certain rules and regulations. Fine. SEBI was founded on April 12, 1992 under the SEBI Act 1992. Headquartered in Mumbai, India, SEBI has regional office in New Delhi, Chennai, Kolkata, and Ahmedabad, along with other local regional offices across prominent cities in India. And the objective of SEBI is to ensure that the Indian capital market works in a systematic manner and provide investors with a transparent environment for their investment. Fine. SEBI provide a high degree of protection to investors with regard to their rights and interests through adequate, accurate, and authentic information and disclosure of such information on a continuous basis. Fine. In short, the SEBI seek to create an effective surveillance mechanism and encourage responsible and accountable autonomy on the part of all the players in the market. Next is, what was the reason of formation of SEBI? So, at the end of 1970s and during 1980s, many malpractices starting taking place, and due to these malpractices, people started losing confidence in the stock market. And the government felt a sudden need to set up an authority to regulate the working and reduce these malpractices. And as a result, the government came up with the establishment of SEBI. Fine. And in addition to this point, there is another important point to notice that earlier I have told that SEBI was found on April 12, 1992, but SEBI was officially appointed as an authority on April 12, 1988. Fine. And it was initially established as a non statutory body and it had no control over anything. But later in 1992, it was declared as an autonomous body with statutory powers. Next topic is objectives of SEBI. First is control over brokers. SEBI is responsible for the orderly functioning of the capital markets and keeps a close check over the activities of the financial intermediaries such as brokers, sub-brokers, etc. Fine. Next is prevention of malpractices. This was the reason why SEBI was formed, and among all the main objectives, preventing malpractices is one of them. Fine. Next is prevention to the investors. The primary objective of SEBI is to protect the interest of people in the stock market and provide a healthy environment for them. And the last is regulation of stock exchanges. Fine. Next topic is functions of SEBI. Basically, there are three functions of SEBI: protective function, regulatory function, and development function. And if we go in detail, then protective function includes checking price rigging, prevent insider trading, promote fair practices, create awareness among investors, prohibit fraudulent and unfair trade practices. Regulatory functions include designing guidelines and code of conduct for the proper functioning of financial intermediaries and corporate, regulation of takeover of companies, conducting inquiry and audit of exchanges, registration of broker, sub-broker, merchant banker, etc., levying of fees, and next is performing and exercising powers. Last is register and regulate credit rating agencies. And the last is development function, and development function includes imparting training to intermediaries, promotion of fair trading and reduction of malpractices, carry out research work, encouraging self-regulating organization, buy and sell mutual fund directly from AMC through a broker, and AMC is asset management company. Next topic is powers of SEBI. First is quasi judicial. With this authority, SEBI can conduct hearings and can pass ruling judgment in the case of unethical and fraudulent trade practices. Next is quasi legislative. Powers under this segment allow SEBI to draft rules and regulations for the protection of the interest of the investor. And last is quasi executive. SEBI is authorized to file a case against anyone who violates its rules and regulation. Next topic is structure of SEBI. SEBI comprises of 5 departments, each department headed by an executive director. It also has 2 advisory committees to deal with primary and secondary markets, which consist of market players, investor association, and eminent persons. And the board consists of 9 members, one chairman nominated by the Union Government of India, 2 members from the Union Finance Ministry of India, one member from the Reserve Bank of India, and 5 members nominated by the Union Government of India. Next topic is role of SEBI in the capital market. First is SEBI has power to make new rules for controlling stock exchange in India. For example, SEBI fixed the time of trading 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in stock market. Next is to provide license to dealers and brokers. SEBI has the power to provide license to dealers and broker of capital market. If SEBI sees that any financial product is of capital nature, then SEBI can also control to that product and its dealer. Next is to stop fraud in capital market. SEBI can ban on the trading of those brokers who are involved in fraudulent and unfair trade practices. SEBI can also impose the penalties on capital market intermediaries if they involve in any insider trading. Next is to control the merger, acquisition and takeover of the companies. SEBI sees whether the merger or acquisition in the capital market is for development of the business or to harm the capital market, and thus SEBI has the control on merger, acquisition and takeover of the companies. Next is to audit the performance of the stock market. SEBI audit the performance of different stock exchange for bringing transparency in the working of the stock exchange. Next is to make new rules on carry forward transaction. SEBI has the right to make new rules on carry forward transaction. For example, SEBI has made a rule that share trading transaction carry forward cannot exceed 25% of brokers total transaction, and also there is a 90 days limit for carry forward. Next is to create relationship with ICAI. ICAI is the authority for making new auditors of companies. SEBI create good relationship with ICAI for bringing more transparency in the auditing work of company accounts. Moreover, investor of India can easily trust on audited financial reports. Next is introduction of derivative contract on volatility index. For reducing the risk of investors, SEBI has now been decided to permit stock exchange to introduce derivative control on volatility index. Next is to require report of portfolio management activity. SEBI has also power to require of portfolio management to check the capital market performance. And the last is to educate the investors. Time to time, SEBI arranges scheduled workshop to educate the investors. Next topic is mutual fund regulation by SEBI. As far as mutual funds are concerned, SEBI is the policy maker. Fine. And also, SEBI regulates the industry. It lays guidelines for mutual fund to safeguard the interest of the investor. These guidelines have laid to bring uniformity in the working of the similar mutual fund scheme, which will help the investor to make the investment decision more clearly. And to bring uniformity in the functionality of the similar mutual fund scheme, SEBI has categorized mutual fund in 5 categories. These are equity scheme, debt scheme, hybrid scheme, solution oriented scheme, and other scheme. Fine. And the categorization helps in simplifying the selection of fund and work in the best interest of the investor. And to fulfill this purpose, SEBI has come with some guidelines to help the retail investors in their mutual fund investment decisions. Now let's have a look to the advantages of SEBI. SEBI promotes healthy and orderly growth of securities market and protects investor. SEBI helps in maintaining steady flow of savings into capital market. It helps in regulating securities market and ensures fair practices. It promotes efficient services by brokers, merchant bankers, and other intermediaries. It contributes in promoting investors' education, training of intermediaries, and the last is SEBI helps in development of the capital market. Our last topic is disadvantages of SEBI. First is lack of adequate required power, large size of market and inefficient handling, inefficient standard regulatory model, no due process for framing or changing regulations, implementation of existing disclosure norm inadequate, regulatory bias towards corporate sector and large investors, no disclosure norm for merger, demerger, asset sell-off, intercorporate transactions. So, after going through the disadvantages of SEBI, we can conclude that while the capital market reforms are impressive, but there are still areas that present major problems, and Indian capital market institutions are still not completely up to the world standards. So, this was all about SEBI. Thank you for watching.